guys, so in the last video we spoke about getting registration in New Zealand. Now we're going to talk about getting the recognition as well, so getting yourself up to par before you can actually start working as a nurse. Competency Assessment Program, which is known as the CAP, the nursing CAP, we touched on it in the last video slightly. That's a 6-week course that basically enables you, when you finished it, to know exactly how things are done in New Zealand. It prepares you for the New Zealand way of nursing. First of all, when you join the CAP, you're going to be out with a whole lot of other international nurses. I did my CAP at the Wesley Institute of Nursing in Auckland, and as I told you, it costs $10,900. It's a lot of money for South Africans, so you will have to beg, borrow, steal credit cards, whatever you can. And basically you end up going to this course and you do some theory. You start off and you meet everybody else. I think I had about 14 people in our group, and they do the CAP every 2-3 months at various different locations around Auckland and other cities as well. I had a mix of Filipinos, Indian nurses, some German nurses, and I was the only enrolled nurse in my group, but we did the exact same CAP, except for very minor. There was one very minor presentation that they did, which I didn't do. So basically, yeah, you'll meet your lecturers. It's really a fun experience. It's quite intense, but also very fun. And it's a very big culture shock because you're meeting people from all over the world. You're in a new country. I started the CAP literally 3 days after I arrived in New Zealand, so I was still slightly jet lagged. I just bought a car, which I didn't know was going to break down on me very soon. And you have to learn the new roads. So I was leaving my 2 young children with my mom at her cousin's place, my uncle, who we were staying with in Auckland, and she homeschooled them for the first 2 months, basically the time that I was there and a little bit beyond. And yeah, just carried on going to these lectures every day. It's a full-on day and you're exhausted by the end of the day. And you learn quite a lot in the theory, and then after the theory then you will do clinical placements, and they generally place you in aged care facilities for the next few weeks, and you will be with a preceptor. So a preceptor is someone like a mentor, another RN, a qualified, obviously, New Zealand nurse, and also there will be a clinical manager overseeing everything that you do, and you will do med rounds with that person, dressings. You will learn how the paperwork is done, and you'll just learn how things work in the aged care system in New Zealand. So basically that's the clinical aspect and the theory practice, but I just wanted to touch a little bit on what you actually do in the CAP. So in New Zealand and also in Australia, but I'll just talk about New Zealand for now, every single year you have to do basic trainings in order to stay up to date with everything, and it seems a bit tedious, but you will be doing things like manual handling training every single year. You'll be doing the first aid. First aid can be done every 3 years. Your CPR training once a year, that's very important. And infection control training is done once a year. Risk assessment training, you're learning about hazards and all that. Policies and procedures. And you'll also be doing a basic New Zealand history lesson. You'll also learn about things like Waitangi Day, and I'm not going to touch on any of that, but you can read up about Waitangi Day, and they teach you everything like that in the course, and they make it quite fun as well. I really found it very, very informative. The first week, I'm not going to lie, I felt extremely distressed by the very end of that first week because of the whole new country, new roads, you know, a whole new area, new people, and you know, this intense course. But the stress levels just dropped thereafter, and I did say a few prayers as well. At the end of doing the CAP course, you are then recognized and can go out and work, and you've got that qualification that you are qualified as in New Zealand as a New Zealand nurse. So yeah, getting the registration from the New Zealand Nursing Council is the first step, then doing your CAP is the second step to becoming working as a nurse in New Zealand. So I hope this video has helped you, and if you have any other questions or ideas that you want me to talk about, please do let me know. And I'd really like it if you could like my video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much. Bye.